Hello guys, yeah, this is a little bit of a different video. So, obviously, you saw the Chicago Bears finale last week. So, this is going to be posted next Saturday. And today, we're going to be doing a rookie franchise kind of thing. I'm only going to run this for 3 seasons, so 3 very short episodes. So if you guys do enjoy this, please let me know down in the comment section below. This won't be edited as much. It will be short, sweet. And this is the first time ever I'm doing like a franchise with the Cardinals. So this is going to be a Cardinals Express League in a way. And yes, we are going up against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, you might think to yourselves, okay, that's kind of interesting. Well, we're turning the clocks back since we got some nice uniforms. And also, we're running the Philly Special. And we're going to try and incorporate a little bit of a challenge word. So, yes, I might not have all of the rookies. However, I want to make this into a way where the rookies that I acquired get their talent, get their showcase. And obviously, the Panthers won. Okay. So I did check that the Philly Special was there, and we also have double stack. But I'm not going to run it right now because that defeats the whole purpose. And we also have some interesting additions. So, it's not just rookies. We also have X-Factors. 3 X-Factors for offense and defense. We also like to throw picks for some reason. Yes, I tend to do that a lot, if you know me. The issue is with this is offensive only. This is an offense challenge. So the purpose of this is gonna get a little bit weird. Yes, our draft class is stacked. Kenny Pickett, James Cook, Justine Ross, Kobe Bryant, with a C, and also rest in peace the Lakers legend Kobe Bryant. We did manage to get ourselves Sauce Gardner and some of the other boys. However, if I'm gonna get Kayvon Walker and Kayvon Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson, and those guys, I'm gonna get them, but at a later point, maybe even next season. By the way, I pre-record these videos, so if you guys do enjoy this, please let me know down in the comment section below. That would be quite appreciated. Now, the thing is, I'm going to state, like I said before, is that this is going to only run 3 seasons. And due to the fact that it's not my cup of tea to run a series like this in July or even August Madden is not even a thing. So here we go. Josh Gordon, man. I've always wanted to use Josh Gordon in a franchise, so here we go. He was released from the Kansas City Chiefs. And so here we go. Josh Gordon rolling out of the pocket. Incomplete. So here's the issue with the Philly Special that I learned. It's not broken. It requires the quarterback to motion out first. Then it requires the tight end to motion out. And that I couldn't challenge. And as you look right here, it says there's nothing to challenge. So I was like, okay, I'm going to run this again. I'm going to run this again. And Jesus Christ, This is one of those formations where you don't really want to run it, but I did. I got it, and that's the first touchdown of the game. Josh Gordon to Kenny Pickett, and we also have George Perkins on the squad, so that makes it realistic. Also, so the challenge is that we have to run Philly special in accordance to like where it is. Now, I'm not gonna throw, as you see, to every single time to my X Factor George Perkins, because that kind of defeats the purpose. However, what I will do is run Philly special. Now, again, I'm going to have to say this. The issue is with Philly special is that it comes out of the Philadelphia playbook. And I did that, and it was stupid. We're also running on 6-minute quarters. I understand it's kind of weird to run on 6-minute quarters. So backup tight end. We actually have Rob Gronkowski, which is kind of interesting. And John Ross III gets his first touchdown. And yes, that's actually John Ross. So we didn't do the challenge right there. However, I always liked John Ross because of his speed, and he always had the talent, but I guess like he isn't a bust, like a draft bust, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. And I was like, what are these routes? In my mind, I was like, what are these routes? So, and Kenny Pickett was injured. Kenny Pickett was injured. So we had our backup quarterback, Oladokin, who, by the way, comes from like a different college. And he's kind of like a dual threat kind of a quarterback in a way. Now I used him a little bit. And that was a very good pass to Rob Gronkowski. And I always thought during that time, I knew we were, during that time, I was just like, okay, let's just get this right. I was just running plays. I give it to George Perkins. And we actually get a first down based off of that. So I substitute, obviously, because that's the whole point. Now, the challenge was, I didn't even know what the challenge was, but the challenge resulted us to go back 2nd down and 7 when it was originally supposed to be 2nd down and inches. So I throw it with Oladokin, and that was a very good pass by Oladokin to like the sidelines. So now we're gonna run the Philly special. This is the issue. See, you see right here, it doesn't let you audible what you want, like what route you want to run. And I ran it with Josh Gordon for 2 yards. Then I ran it again, obviously, because, that's just how it goes. And I passed it to Oladokin. He gets the touchdown. So 2 of my quarterbacks get receiving touchdowns. The thing is, and I keep on saying this, the thing is about the formation is that if you were to look in stats-wise, it doesn't count towards like the statistical like part for the wide receiver. So if the wide receiver got like a certain amount of yards, it wouldn't count really. And I was like, That was a glitch. I didn't even pay attention to the glitch. And I fumbled. And I realized my quarter Oladokin was injury prone. But we do have James Cook, by the way. I will state that. Offensive lineman from the 2022 NFL Draft. I didn't really want to get them, so I'm actually going to focus on next year's draft, the 2023 NFL Draft. So, you're kind of going to get a mix between 2022 and 2023. I don't know if there's a 2024 NFL Draft class. Although, I could look into getting the 1936 NFL Draft class. And that is going to be interesting. Because, like, that's the first NFL Draft. Excuse me. And yeah, I would want, like that kind of draft. And I throw it up to George Perkins. We call it a timeout right there, obviously. And then I was like, I didn't run the exact formation that I wanted. And then I do an intentional grounding. Which didn't even make sense to me how that is intentional grounding. Because I never got intentional grounding. So I had to kick a field goal with Younghoe Koo, not Brandon McManus. And fun fact, Brandon McManus is actually the punter. I got rid of Matt Prater, gave him back to the Broncos. And Brandon McManus we got. I also signed Younghoe Koo. I don't know if I'm going to look into getting kickers and punters. That's going to be a different story. And yes, I gave it to Josh Gordon. And he fumbled the ball. That was actually really disappointing. And the Seahawks turned over the ball, actually. So, that's quite interesting. And we still have our X Factor activated. So, rolling out the pocket. Now we don't have the X Factor activated. See, this was a close contest. But Kenny Pickett, oh good lord, he did not have a good game. 31-33. Obviously, you see this is a close contest between two divisional rivals. Rolling out, Kenny Pickett. Passing it to Josh Gordon. That didn't even work out. So now, yeah, actually, Kenny Pickett was back in. Gordon was on the bench. So now, all I have to do is just make sure that I'm doing my thing. Now, I could have done it with George Perkins, but I just wanted to be clean and everything. I gave it up to John Ross, as you know. So, I decided to run with this play, which was interesting. So, I decided to run the ball, and literally, they acted as if they were tight ends, so this was kind of a glitch. James Cook, obviously. And then, this was the dumbest decision I could have ever possibly made. I ran the Philly special. Now, the thing is, we have a guy called Bobby Wagner. We rolled out, obviously. I ran, and kaboom! Josh Gordon got rocked on that play. He just got laid out. And now I'm on offense. I was, so frightened. Not even frightened, I was devastated. And we have 5 turnovers. Which makes no sense to me. So I decided to just pass it, and I gave it to Josh Gordon once again. So, like, Kenny Pickett was doing really good, but the fact of the matter is, we don't have a comeback player of the year. We don't have a Walter Payton Man of the Year. Walter Payton Man of the Year, yeah. We don't have any of those kinds of players because I don't understand why Madden doesn't even add. And in fact, Madden splits the awards that is usually given in the NFL. It's split like the MLB, AFC, and NFC, if you notice that. So, I'm like, what the heck? Like, what the heck? James Cook. And I actually ran the ball. I don't even know why. So now, as you know, we have to run the Philly special. Pistol Philly. Now, I don't know what plays they have in the actual NFL, like certain plays. Now, I might go for another challenge. And fourth down. Oh my god. This is where I kicked the field goal. I actually kicked it. And this is where I got pissed off, really. Like, you know how you get pissed off sometimes? I really wanted to win the game. I really wanted to win the game. And I was like, yeah, I have to win the game. In my mind, I had to win the game. So obviously, we start rolling out. I give it to John Ross. I could have went in for the touchdown, but obviously, I'm not going to because of the limitations and everything, because of the challenge. So, I run the Philly special once again. Now, this is cover 1. Actually, this is cover 1 because of the X Factor Omaha. Omaha doesn't usually affect in this kind of situation. George Perkins caught it, but that wasn't my intention. I wanted to give it to Kenny Pickett. So, I'm going to add this. Kenny Pickett doesn't lose his X Factor at all. Mind you, Josh Gordon has terrible, like, accuracy. And I want him to improve as a player. So, this is what's happening. We hush the crowd a little bit. We do hike. We do fake hikes twice. Then, we do the Philly special. Then we roll out. I run. Then Josh Gordon fumbles it. I have James Cook chasing for this guy. I miss it, and then we tackle. And that's how it happens. So you see why I don't usually do this kind of content that often? You see why? Challengers are fun in franchise, don't get me wrong. However, I have to do it against the right opponents, and I have to do it with the right offense. This wasn't the right offense at all. And besides, this didn't work out at all. Like, Philly special every single time. If I did Philly special every single time, my god, it would have been terrible. It would have been terrible. I would have, like, lost my mind. And I gave it to Rob Gronkowski. Obviously, Rob Gronkowski is a good quarterback. A good quarterback, obviously. I got a pass interference call, which was key. So this is like where I'm always like, okay, this has to make sense. This has to make sense. So I decided to do the Philly special. And they're running a cover 3 match or something. I don't know what it was, but they're running a cover 3 match. We roll out. I pass it to Kenny Pickett, and he gets his second actually receiving touchdown of the game. It says first passing. That is not true. I do actually so I just chew the clock. However, I do have to pass in a way to somehow like get it. So that was terrible accuracy. I wasn't trying to blow the game at all. And in fact, the Seahawks only had to get a field goal in order to be like in for contention. So I passed it to Gronk. Seahawks call a timeout, which doesn't make any sense to me. Excuse me. And then I like pass it over, almost get intercepted. So now the X Factor is deactivated. So I play full game. Now I thought to myself, okay, our defense is bad. Brandon McManus can just punt the ball, and I do a backspin. Tyler Lockett doesn't actually recover it, so our punt is inside the 5, and that's actually a good punt. So this is where we play defense, and this is where the Seattle Seahawks have to win. This is a bloodbath, and they actually have to get a touchdown on this play. Russell Wilson gives it to DK Metcalf. He gets a first down. Also, they have Blair Walsh, which should tell you something. So then the Seahawks call their timeout, and it's a Hail Mary situation with 8 seconds left on the clock. They are going for a goal post or like a Hail Mary type situation. They launched the ball, and DK Metcalf caught it, but it was too late. See y'all the next game. Bye. Hello guys, what is up? Alright, here is the thing. Yes, we are in a predicament here. We could be either the 4th, the 6th, or the 7th seed. Regardless, if the Rams win and we win, we are both facing off against each other. If we lose and then the 49ers win, Rams and 49ers would be facing off against each other, but we would be the 7th seed. And then if we win that game, we inevitably face the 1st seed. Now, I do have to state something. I did force lose. I had to force a win for the 49ers and what the Kansas City Chiefs are playing. So literally, we're going to have a losing division. And on the very first play of the game, George Perkins scores a touchdown and dances his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Yite. That's all I'm going to say for that. And also, we're going up against the New Orleans Saints. Now, you might be thinking to yourselves, well, Raul, why are the New Orleans Saints important? Well, in this scenario, I'm pretty sure if the New Orleans Saints win, and the 49ers will also win, literally, the entire division, like, except for the Seahawks, are winners. The FC West, however, are losers, and I will talk about the playoff bracket more. However, I've always wanted to see like very interesting things happen in certain divisions. It feels like more often when the balance of power excuse me, is split between the AFC and the NFC. It always feels like the AFC is ridiculous and it kind of sucks. So now we're gonna do a backspin. It's accurate and it doesn't. That's what I hate. It doesn't actually hit and it doesn't work. And then I run a power read and I just click A and it happens like that. So my plan is for this series, since it's going to be kind of a short and quick one, I am going to be playing games 1 through 7, games 1, 8 or 9, and then 17. Or if I don't do that, I'm going to be playing games 1 and 17. And then playoffs, depending on what happens. Either the wild card round, and that's it. Wild card divisional, that's it. Wild card division conference championship, that's it. Or wild card divisional conference championship Super Bowl, and that's it. So you're gonna get these short episodes in replacement of the Chicago Bears. That's gonna be coming out last week, and it's gonna be coming out the day you're hearing this. It would have happened last week. You've seen that episode. Kenny Pickett is like a god. So you guys have to understand, like, this is one of the best series. The Chicago Bears was the best series ever. However, doing like interesting teams, like, I might do it when I have like spare time during college. If I'm gonna say this, if I ever do like college work, I will make sure I do college work. If I do my thing, it's gonna be great. And John Ross, man, is like the best. John Ross cracked 1,000 yards, and he's a superstar, man. Like, certain wide receivers are underrated. John Ross is one of them, and like, he could have had the talent, but he didn't. And I tried to give it to Rob Gronkowski or a random tight end. It didn't work out, so I might get some of the rookies from last year, but if I don't, just hold on tight, guys. I don't need to get like Chris Olave, all of these, Garrett Wilson. You have Jameson Williams. You have John Ross. You have Justine Ross. You have Chris Austin III. I don't know if I'm going to get John Michie. Like, there's so many wide receivers that I could get, but I'm not going to. I have James Cook and Kenneth Walker. So, be appreciative of what I have for you guys. If you don't want to be appreciative, that's okay. And we have George Perkins as well. So, we have good quality receivers up on our deck. Also, another thing, John Ross, Justin Ross and John Ross, I really like them. So, like, they're the best wide receivers we can get. And toss it up, and it's a frick. It's roughing the passer. So, next episode, you're going to see, depending on what happens, it's going to be the wild card round at least. And if we're going to win, we're going to be the 6th seed. Now, we're going to face the Rams if they win as well. And we're kind of, depending on tiebreakers, we kind of lost the first and the second game towards them, I guess. And depending on tiebreakers, we could either be the 3rd seed or the 6th seed. Now, if we lose and the 49ers win, then we're going to be the 7th seed. So it's going to be a battle for... Actually, it's not going to be a battle for the 3rd. It's going to be a battle for the 3rd, 6th, and 7th within our division. So it's going to be really critical that we win some of these games. And Kenny Pickett, oh my good lord. Like, I understand you like these gameplays and everything, guys, but the fact of the matter is, I hate Madden. I hate Madden. And I like to exploit Madden, no matter how much it pains me to say. And yes, LA is going up against Tampa Bay. I don't know why you could have went up against us. It's a common Madden, no, NFL rule that Week 17 only features divisional games. It should be that same for Week 1. Week 1 and 17, only divisional games. So George Perkins gets the touchdown, obviously. we're leading, actually, so I didn't want to rest my starters. However, we're kind of in a predicament where do we win or do we lose? And oh my god, offensive line is trash. If you couldn't tell, like, this is why in the next NFL draft, and for the 2023 NFL draft, that's why I'm gonna sign like young offensive linemen. And Josh Gordon actually gets injured, which isn't good. So this is why I give it to George Perkins once again. And I kind of fake it, and then I try to give it to Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams has been good, as far as I know. However, I want to give Josh Gordon some love, and I want to win at least one Super Bowl with this team. And by the way, we are going to make the playoffs. It's just the 4th. I thought the 3rd or the 4th seed. So the 3rd seed, the 6th and the 7th are in question because of us. No, the Rams, the Cardinals, and the 49ers all battling it out. And since we lost the Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs, I know the Chargers are facing the 49ers, so 49ers are going to win. They're going to be 9-8. So, technically for us, we have to win as well. So, in that logic, in that kind of logical area, we have to win. Otherwise, depending on tiebreakers, we could be the 7th seed and the 49ers could be the 6th seed. So this is why this is a very important game. As you see right here, not Dalvin Cook, James Cook. And by the way, he went to Georgia. When I drafted him, it said UCLA. I don't know why. And also another thing, this is the updated 2022. The draft that I used was the updated 2022 NFL draft class. Because in the original 2022 draft class, it had Spencer Rattler. Now, that would be sick. However, I don't know how that would be. If you... The thing is, I always talk about, like, what I should do. Now, for the Jaguars franchise, I don't even know what to do with that. Obviously. Because I am not the kind of guy to just continue the series without any love or anything. I do like the prospect of, like, just doing 2 seasons and that is it. I got drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. I understand it was pretty good, but Yeah, it is what it is. Kenneth Walker got the first down, as you do. Yeah. So, like, last week, good lord. Cameron Jordan. Oh my god. See, this is why. Okay. This is why I do not like Madden. I keep on saying this. Madden logic is so dumb. So now Kenny Pickett has 3 picks, and I just wrote up Marcus Lattimore now has 2 picks. This doesn't make sense. I understand like Early Williams like could get like 3 picks, but that's because I goated the team like that. I goated them like that. But like in this situation, no. I give it to Rob Gronkowski. So like 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. This is why I do this kind of stuff, okay? I do this kind of stuff for fun, okay? Okay. So like I like it. 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 Yeah. I know I keep on saying it because I like it. I like Kenny Pickett. Because like whenever we got the pick, I like traded everybody like a real like a draft rebuild like most of the YouTubers are doing. Except I started the next season. So I didn't use updated rosters, which you could I know I could have done, but I tried this with the Washington football team. I tried to get like talent from other teams. I even tried to do a relocation franchise, so it was kind of like a relocation draft build. However, I got so pissed off and I deleted the file, and this is why I value my Chicago Bears Express League a heck of a lot more than I do my what's it called, my other franchises that much. Yeah, I like the Toronto Mounties, the London Monarchs out of position squad. I like those 2 franchises. I like the Chicago Bears Express League. This franchise is going to be really good. It is going to be somewhat of an Express League, so you guys are not missing out. Cake. If you guys like cake, let me know down in the description down below, because that is always amazing. Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, you guys are always loved. So, yeah, so we're just chewing clock, and I know I'm not paying attention. So, since we're actually going to win this game, and we have been throwing so many interceptions, which makes me pissed off, we are gonna make it to the wild card. So actually, the Cleveland Browns. I actually did tell you this, guys. I actually goaded the Cleveland Browns to 99 overall status for 3 of its players on offense and defense. And I did it to Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, Jarvis Landry. I did it to Denzel Ward. Myles Garrett already had it. And I did it to one other player. So, Kansas City is actually might make it into the playoffs. I'm not going to show the screenshot of it because it's kind of dumb of what I did. And I only did it because it was going to be a losing franchise in it. So I only did it because of that. And I always wondered, is there a possibility of a losing franchise in, like, as the user? So, or going 0-0-17 or something like that. Even though that is highly unlikely to do that, then yeah, it is what it is. Like, so I rolled out. I give it to George Perkins. So this is what happened. I actually accept the penalty instead of declining it. And I understand it's just, let it happen, man. Let it happen. Okay. So I give it to Rob Gronkowski. So yeah, guys, we're winning the game, and I actually give the touchdown to Rob Gronkowski, 62-24. And yeah, see you in the playoffs. Hello, guys. Yes, we are the sixth seed. Yes, due to tiebreakers, we're facing Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, Jalen Ramsey. And yeah, we could be one of the only 6-seeded teams or to make the playoffs, and win the Super Bowl. If you guys are ready for this, please let me know down in the comment section below. Also, another thing, this segment was filled with other games. I won't spoil it for you guys. However, we are in the wild card game today, and we are facing Matthew Stafford. We're facing Van Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Cam Akers. The list goes on and on. We're facing a very, 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 very tough opponent in the LA Rams. Now, if we were going up against the Chargers, that would have been a whole other story. Coverage was bad. So, this is going to be interesting. And yes, Tom Brady is going to go up against Daniel Jones. Which doesn't make sense to you guys, because, like, it doesn't make sense. And the Buffalo Bills are going up against the Houston Texans. And John Ross almost gets a receiving touchdown. But we are up against the one and only LA Rams. It's like, this is a team that you would not want to face. This is a team that you would most likely see in your nightmares. Do not quote me on that, because I'm a Patriots fan. I am not an LA guy. I am not a Chargers fan. I am not a Rams fan. I am not even a Clippers or a Laker. I am not even a Dodger or an Angel. And also on top of that, I am not a LA King fan. NHL hockey fans, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Or even Anaheim, actually. Anaheim Ducks. And Anaheim Angels. So, it is what it is. So, Cooper Kupp gets a touchdown. Yes, I hate Cooper Kupp. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. He is terrible. No, not actually. That is a lie. That is a lie. So now we're gonna run an end around, which is really interesting, and we're running it with John Ross. Because of his speed, he gets his first rushing touchdown in the playoffs. Let's go. Now, yes, we're going up against the Rams of all teams. Now, in the next round, we could be facing either the Giants, it's based off lower seed. So we could either face the Cowboys or the Giants. You see, this is where it gets interesting. I don't know if I want to see the Buccaneers, because it's Kenny Pickett versus it's Kenny Pickett versus Tom Brady. Who do you think is going to win? Definitely Tom Brady. And this is where I like teams so much. Because it's diversified. It's very insane. And yes, I could have went to John Ross or George Perkins. However, I much rather stick with what I want. Also, another thing. I'm gonna have to think about this. I think Jameson Williams is a very good pick of ours. Now, if I am going to get Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, the other countless receivers that I could have missed on, or even tight ends, listen, I could do that, but I'm not going to. Why? Because I like my wide receiver set, actually. George Perkins is a great wide receiver. Jameson Williams, Chris Austin III, Justine Ross. 4 really good wide receivers. And then we have John Ross and Josh Gordon in the mix. So we have 6 quality good wide receivers. Now, same thing goes for tight end. And yes, we were stupid on at and we're going to go for a 30-yard field goal right here. I was actually trying in practice mode a 67-yard field goal. That was interesting, to be quite honest. There can be 70-yard field goals made, 60-yard field goals, and James Cook gets a rushing touchdown, of course. And we have Omaha activated. So I just hope that Josh Gordon becomes a Cardinal legend during this time, during this series, this mini-series. And Madden 22, at least for franchises, is going to be added to this. So if you see Madden 22 Chicago/Arizona, that's why I did that. And this is going to be uploaded this week, and last week would have been Chicago. Chicago is going to be the last. I'm going to pump out a lot more Arizona than I do Chicago. Just because, these are the 2 main franchises I've always wanted to do. They're high quality and everything. However, I do want to state that this is a franchise that I've never really wanted to do because of the issues with this franchise. Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray. I actually traded Kyler Murray to a different team, and I turned him into a halfback. So he is more running and dual threat than anything. And the fact of the matter is, I don't like Kyler Murray. And because of the issues with the contract and everything, and the fact of the matter is, I tested him out as a halfback. He was good, no doubt, but, it always felt different when he was a halfback than a quarterback. Now, during my out-of-position squad time during Madden 19 with the London Monarchs, you guys would know that I used Lamar Jackson as quarterback, as a running back, because that made sense, because he runs like a running back. He's more of a running back than a quarterback. Yeah, for granted, he's a quarterback at position, but if you look at his stats and everything, he's more of a halfback than a quarterback. And I understand, it's interesting, and yes, this didn't make sense how this was a catch, so it's actually 4th and inches, and I decided, hey, let's punt the ball for some reason, and I do punt tight. I was literally considering switching it to a different position choice, so that way it made sense. But the issue was he didn't fair catch it. I bet it was Odell Beckham Jr. and he didn't fair catch it. So this was terrible. I actually was playing defense, which was interesting. I should not be doing that because it's moments. And I literally blew certain coverages. And Matthew Stafford has 1 interception. Yes, he dominated with this team. But, we're the 6th seed, and they're the 3rd seed. I have to let you guys know that they're the 3rd seed. And only one losing team is on the other side of the conference. That's Kansas City. Actually, fun fact, Kansas City, LA Chargers, and Las Vegas Raiders all tied at 8 and 9. But because of tiebreakers, it couldn't happen. So, in a weird twist of events, Kansas City ended up winning somehow. And yes, I understand that it's 3rd down and 4. Yada, yada, yada. And Sterling picks it off. We actually have Sauce Gardner and the boys. Sauce Gardner and his teammate, Kobe Bryant. So that's actually kind of interesting, considering that they were once teammates, and we're actually using them in a team in a situation where they're actually pretty good together, and forever, might I add. The thing is about certain squads that you construct is that they have to make sense for the other team. So Jamison Williams got a little bit. So a lot of times when I run jet sweeps, reverses, pitch wide receiver reverse, and this is the issue, this is so glitched, I don't even know if it can work. I had to run with John Ross for a certain amount of yards for even this to work, and it did work. The like the concept of the play works. It works really well, but like it never works in perfection. And I've always wanted Josh Gordon. So this is what we did. I ran slants, this concept of slants, and it's quite interesting. So I just ran it. Josh Gordon gets it, and he burns Jalen Ramsey into the end zone for a touchdown. I love this quarterback, this wide receiver so much, because, like, he could have been something. And yes, we botched the extra point. Yes. However, he could have been something. So, you guys, I hope you like this video, because, man, we got Josh Gordon. And if any of you remember Josh Gordon, let me know down in the comment section below. And you Baylor fans, actually, I'm going to say it like this. Baller Bears. Baller Baz. That was so bad. Might remember him with Robert Griffin III. And if you want me to bring back Robert Griffin III, let me know down in the comment section below. Although, I might have to create him. And I might have to create his stats and everything. So, yeah. So, this is the other thing. This is possibly going to be the next best series behind Chicago. So, whenever I do full seasons, it actually quite works out. However, I don't think I could do this in NHL, NBA, 2K, unless I did a live stream. And you know how live streams work for me. And this is the issue with live streams, is that I've never wanted this to happen. Although, I do have to state one time, this previous season, when it was not, like, applicable to the series, I actually forced to win the Packers as a losing team. As an 8-9 squad, the NFC North was so weak that the Packers won, that I forced to win them every single game, from wild card to divisional to conference championship to the Super Bowl. I literally forced every single one of those games to win, and the Packers won the Super Bowl as a losing team. I hope that we face the Kansas City Chiefs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You never know. Alright, so, actually, Kobe Bryant picks off Matthew Stafford. I try to run it back. It didn't work. Now, here is the next game. We face off against the New York Giants, or New Jersey Giants, whatever you want to say. But anyway, we throw it up to the Grunk boy, Rob Gronkowski. Yay! Yeah, my humor. Oh my god. And New England won against Kansas City, 28-24. Patrick Mahomes threw 2 picks, and we throw it up to George Perkins. You heard it right, George Perkins. So, yeah, that's right. So, I don't know if this is going to be a competitive game or not. And actually, when I got Aiden Hutchinson, this was the most weirdest part. Some of the teams, when I had to get, like, certain players, had negative cap room. So I had to adjust certain contracts of certain players to get the rookies that I wanted. Now, you're thinking to yourself, bro, that's not correct. You're supposed to do the legit way, like actually trading for players and stuff like that. Well, first off, no, I don't want to do that sometimes. Although when trading for picks, I want to do that. However, getting another player that I want, I'm not gonna do that. I want to showcase, like in MLB, basically, like when a minor league player step up to the major league stage, I would much rather do that. And Josh Gordon, I hope and pray, like, if you saw the very first game of the season, I don't want him to force, fumble the ball. And this is why I actually don't like the wide receiver pitch reverse, is because it's so glitched that you couldn't even, use it. Anyway, Josh Gordon gets into the end zone for a touchdown. He is going to be an Arizona Cardinal legend. And yes, this is actually one of my favorite YouTubers' favorite teams. So I hope and pray that he respects, never mind, teams. And, anyway, Josh Gordon, yeah. So, yeah, sorry for that. So the Arizona Cardinals. This squad could do damage. 28-19. Obviously, it's a close contest. Graham Gano is up there. Now, it's now a 10-point differential. I don't know what's going on. And also, the jet sweep touch pass. I don't know what it is about this kind of play. It counts as rushing yard. It counts as passing yards, but really it should count as rushing yards. And also Gronk got a PCL sprain. That actually bugs. That's actually bad for our squad. And Kenny Pickett just reached for it into the end zone for a touchdown. And might I add that he is going to be the best player so far. And I believe that for a fact. And I started, throwing the ball, backwards because, I wanted to pitch it and see what would happen. Now, on the other side, we have the Packers. The Packers, I know, are going to be competitive. And we face the Giants, right? If that's a historical matchup, the Packers and the 49ers, they are historic franchises in the NFL, in the NFL history. So, this begs the question, do we face another NFC West opponent, or do we face the NFC North opponent? And do we try and defeat the Super Bowl reigning champion? Now, in this universe, they have 14 league championships because, you just understand that they have 14 league championships. And so, and they have Jordan Love. They no longer have not Brett Favre. They don't have Brett Favre, and they don't have Aaron Rodgers. And this was a play that I didn't even know existed, but I was just like, screw it. Let's just take it back to the house. We scored on these dudes. We literally destroyed the heck out of them. And I understand it's what is this? But man, this is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones doesn't lead the New York Giants in real life. Have you seen the New York Giants in real life? I'm not I have to disrespect the Giants because I'm a Patriots fan. But other than that, kaboom! You see? This is weird. You don't normally see the Giants in, playoff contention. And this is what the issue is with the NFC East, is that they have different divisional winners. They have different, winners at wild card qualifiers every single season. And it actually makes me kind of, I don't know how to put it, not sick, but terrified. Because, the only team that could see succeeding this year with the squad that they have is the Cowboys, the Eagles, and maybe the Washington Commanders. But other than that, no. No. And next play, I have John Ross. Jeez. See, this is what I don't like about end rounds, is that the blocking has to be good, but also the plays have to work. And I, swerved with Josh Gordon all the way up to, near the, where we started, but it was 4th down and 11. And I wanted to fake it so bad, but I, didn't. And I did a very, very good field goal right here. It is 44 yards for Younghoe Koo. He is one of the best players, in my opinion, at least. And I do believe that if he makes it so far into the league in eventual time, then I think he can do really well and be successful and be one of the best, one of the best ever. So, yeah, guys, count me out. Count me on this. You're gonna see Younghoe Koo in the Hall of Fame. I want him to be in the Hall of Fame. I've always wanted certain players to be in the Hall of Fame when it's not expected to happen. So yeah, I do like that. And yeah, so yeah, yeah. And anyway, we picked off Daniel Jones. This was one of the best games, but we are going to face the opponent in the conference championship, and I either want to face the freaking Patriots or the Browns when we win next week. And this was kind of awkward. Josh Gordon, I could have ran it for a 60 bomb, but I respectfully didn't. And Josh Gordon almost had 100 rushing yards. So I decided, hey, let me take the nice route. Let me not do that, and let me actually kneel it. So, I hope you guys enjoy this game. I'm going to be talking in the same voice. I'm not going to be cutting it off into pieces or anything like that, because next week, we won against the Giants. But here we are, Sean Payton as a Giants kick. I don't understand. Anyway, here we are against the Green Bay Packers. Yes, the Packers and the Browns won against Mac Jones. Baker Mayfield versus Mac Jones. And to be quite honest with you guys, I didn't expect this to happen, because I thought Green Bay was going to lose. I didn't expect it. However, you're going to enjoy a good quality game on deck. As you see right there, we give it to Josh Gordon. We give it to Josh Gordon. We feed him the ball. And in my mind, I thought I could do one better. I decided to throw it up. And Adrian Amos, I think, gets the interception. And that guy is actually a former Chicago Bear. So this is a odd. So we're going up because of Jordan Love. Aaron Rodgers is out. And this guy got 44 touchdowns and 5 picks. I couldn't even do that with any of the quarterbacks that I have used, let alone Joe McIntyre or even Osborne of that franchise. So, you guys, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. And the fact of the matter is, you guys are going to like this. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, Jordan Love. Like, we have some good quality guys up on deck tonight against our defense, which isn't really good. We only have Kobe Bryant, Sauce Gardner, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And you guys have to understand, like, that wasn't a touchdown. Randall Cobb, oh my god. You have to understand that our defenses for Green Bay and the Cardinals really dominated this game, as you saw right there. It's the second quarter already. So, I decide myself to give it to, if you're going to see it right here, I give it up to John Ross to tie it up a notch. We do it just like that. We tie it up. Now, like I said before, this is a defensive-minded game today. And you have to understand this, that I don't usually say, I say, like, if this is a good game, this is a good game. And I got the ball. This is going to sound really, really bad. So, I got the ball. So, 38 seconds left on the clock. This is going to seem weird. I rolled out, as you would. But then, the defensive lineman picked it off. And I don't know how that works. But, like, how do you pick that off? How is that Madden logic? But anyway, since not Justin Herbert, Kenny Pickett has 2 picks, I decide, like, hey, let's get back to work. And I did the most sickest thing ever, and I nearly fumbled. There, but I didn't. Jair Alexander tackled me and whatnot. So now, 3rd down and 6, and this is like a bloodbath, right? This is like a defensive-minded game, like I said. And we didn't stop them, damn it. Now we have to stop them once again. 3rd down and 7. This game, you're gonna notice that this game is almost a lot like the Buffalo Bills versus Kansas City Chiefs game during the playoffs, during their playoff matchup. And I'm gonna say this. So, we're playing key moments, right? The thing is about most squads is that I try to make sure that we win, right? I wanted to win so bad, but 4th down and inches, I was like, I didn't want to go for it because I just knew that they would come in a position to do something, and I kicked a field goal. I thought I did the right thing. So, this is where it gets interesting. They did this, and they obviously did their thing. So, I was just like, okay, let me do it. Let me just run the ball. They had an injury. Timeout. Obviously. So, I taunted. No, I didn't taunt there. I was being very careful at Jacoby Myers, man. Jacoby Myers! Are you kidding me? I'm not disrespecting the Patriots. At this point, I was thinking to myself, I am going to win. I am going to win. And if I'm gonna lose, like, fair game. You're gonna see why this was a really good game between Joe McIntyre. Good lord. Not Joe McIntyre. Joe McIntyre had a good game against Sam Darnold in the NFC Championship, but this is a whole other matter. So we get to the 2-minute warning, and this is where everything unleashes. 1 minute, 58 seconds left on the clock, and this is where everything breaks loose. As you see, I run the ball. I lose my X factor. That is bad because it's bad. And Green Bay calls a timeout. Play on them. I taunted, missed, and I fumbled, which was a mistake. And so what happened? We have 3 turnovers. Green Bay has 1. Jordan Love could literally lead his defense offense down the field, and I could screw it over. And I tried hit sticking so bad because, like, back in the Chicago Bears franchise, I always hit sticked so bad. But I was so frustrated because, like, I never really got fumbles. And this time, I knew I got fumbles. So, that's the one thing I will state. And I am so sorry about what's to happen. And this tight end, went out of bounds. And so, 29-yard line, first down at 10, 109 on the clock. I'm trying to, like, think about what I'm going to do because I was so frantic about the fact that I just blew it. I almost blew it. Like, you guys have to understand, like, and this is what happens with blown coverages and stuff like that. We literally have rookies. So, this is what I don't understand. So, and we literally almost got, Green Bay called a timeout. And with 28 seconds left on the clock, I knew that this is where it got me, like, frustrated. Because I blew it, and it happened like that. So as you see, and, like, the recording issues, as you see, like, Green Bay scored a touchdown, but I was confident that John Ross scored a touchdown, and we were back on top. But, this was the issue. Little did I know that I went into a different coverage. I went spread. Jordan Love, out of pure luck, burned Kobe Bryant, the corner, and now Mason Crosby could literally do this. And yes, this is the first time the first overtime game was possibly Madden 20-ish or Madden 19-ish. This is a whole other level, okay? This is what I didn't like. Okay, so the field goal is good, right? I thought to myself, if I could just use a different formation, then maybe we could go into we could, like, get a touchdown. We could send it off 30-24. We don't have to do overtime. But little did I know that they were running cover 2-ish, and oh, good lord. And this is where I literally dropped my controller. I picked tails. Packers won it. So, in a weird way, I didn't really blow the lead, but I also literally gave up a chance on the coin toss. I blew two coverages twice. And I knew that I had to win. I had to stop the Packers, and I had to stop them right now. So this is what I did. 3rd down and 17. I didn't do spread because I didn't want to blow the coverage. This is what happened. I blew the coverage, and they scored a touchdown. They go to the Super Bowl. That's the end of the episode.